Hey there, welcome to my channel. I am Jill Baird, and today I have a 15-minute class that you can either use as a very thorough warm-up or could be used as a workout on its own, or a 15-minute movement break. Say you've been sitting at a desk all day and you just need some movement. This would be perfect for that. I actually programmed this sequence with a very specific workout in mind that I will be filming after this class. So you can check out my channel. I'll post both of them at the same time, but we are going to be working for 30 seconds. There are 12 moves that we're going to flow through, and there's 5 seconds in between moves, and we're going to go through that twice for a total of 15 minutes. You'll need a mat, and that's it. If you like to play music in your workouts, please go ahead and get your music going. Otherwise, please join me down on the mat on our backs. We're going to come into a dead bug hold. So lying down on your back, bring your knees above your hips in a tabletop, and we're going to press our palms into our knees and our knees into our palms. Just really activating the deep core muscles here. Make sure that you're pulling your belly button back, in and up. And most importantly, low back is glued to the mat. Take nice deep inhales and exhales. All right, now we're going to do a same side dead bug. So I'm going to extend my right arm and my right leg, bring the palm back to the knee, and I am continuing to press my left palm into my left knee. So this is really good deep core activation. Inhaling as we lengthen and exhaling as we bring palm to knee. All right, so now we're going to switch it out. We're going to bring the right palm to the right knee, and we'll be extending the left arm and the left leg. After this, we're going to come into a little bit of glute activation with some bridges. So as we exhale, our core naturally contracts, and that's why we do the work on the exhale. Okay, so feet flat on the mat, up into a hip bridge, so pressing into all 4 corners of your feet. Heels are in close to your glutes. Again, exhaling to lift, squeeze your bum, and inhaling as you lower 1 vertebrae at a time, starting at the shoulders and tailbone arrives on the mat last. Make sure your core is engaged here. If we aren't engaging our core, we have a tendency to overextend through our low back. All right, we're going to come up into a tabletop for some bird dogs. So I'm going to extend my right arm and my left leg. Again, core is engaged. And then draw elbow to knee, knee to elbow. So definitely warming up the core here. Spinal strengthening muscles. And then also warming up into that left leg as I press through the left heel and engage the glute and the hamstring as I extend. All right, and we're going to switch it out. Right leg long, left arm long. Bring the thumb up like you're going to shake someone's hand, and then draw it back into center. Woo! Lost my balance there for a second. Gazing out in front of you. Keep your neck in line with the rest of your spine. And those left toes can be tucked or untucked, and then fire up all the muscles in the back of the right leg. Okay, we're going to come into downward facing dog. All 10 fingers spread nice and wide. Lift your hips up and back. And you can pedal out your feet if that feels good, bending deeply into one knee and then the other. You can also bend deeply into both knees, bring your belly towards your thighs, and then lift your hips up and back, maintaining that length you created in your upper body. Looking back towards your belly button or between your legs, bringing your ears in line with your biceps. Okay, coming into a high plank hold. So pressing the mat away from you to really open up the upper back. But as you draw those shoulder blades apart, also think about drawing them down away from your ears, lengthening the crown of your head forward. Give your butt a squeeze. Press through your heels towards the wall behind you. And of course, pull your belly button back, in and up. So we're going to come into world's greatest stretch on the right. So I'm going to step my right foot to the outside of my right hand. First round, I'm going to untuck my left toes and bring my knee down to the mat. So this is thoracic rotation, opening up into the hip. If you're able to bring the elbow down to the inside of the right foot, you can bring the elbow down. And if that's not accessible for you, just bring your palm down and then peel open. And we'll be doing the left side after this. All right, so stepping back into that plank, stepping the left foot to the outside of the left hand, releasing the right knee, and then keeping your shoulders open and facing the front of the mat is the goal. So if you bring your elbow down and then your shoulders hunch down, that's not what we're looking for. So if that's the case, then just bring your palm down to the mat and peel open. All right, we're going to come back into that plank for some step ups. So I'm going to step left foot up, right foot up, come up to stand, squat down, palms on the mat, step the right foot back, the left foot back, then step the right foot up, left foot up, squeeze your butt, come up to stand. So yes, it's a walking burpee. And then our final move, we're going to come down into a very deep squat, a frog squat, a Malasana if you do yoga. Elbows to the insides of the knees, pressing knees and elbows together. And you can kind of just sway your hips from side to side, opening up into the hip flexors, giving the low back some love here. We're going to add on to this a little bit the next time that we go through. So we have one more round through each of these exercises. So we'll be coming back onto our back at the timer for that deep core activator hold. So tabletop the shins, knees directly over the hips, pressing palms into knees, knees into palms. Relax your shoulders down away from your ears. Deep breaths. Like you're taking a good sniff of something freshly baked. And then blowing out the birthday candles with the exhale. Okay, so this time in our dead bugs, we're going to do opposite arm and leg. So I'm going to extend my right arm and my left leg, and then bring it back to center and stay on the same side. And even as I inhale and extend, I am still keeping some engagement in my core. It's that exhale that's helping me do the work. Oh boy, I can really feel this. All right, we're gonna switch it out. So this time, left arm, right leg, extend on an inhale, and on an exhale, bring it back. Focus on pulling your belly button back towards your spine. Keep that low back glued to the mat. Firing up the quad a bit as we extend that right leg. Glute bridges are up next. So heels in towards the glutes. Think about squeezing something between your inner thighs. Don't let your knees splay out. If you want to make it a little bit harder, you can bring your fingertips up towards the ceiling and press the backs of your triceps into the mat. And not overarching the low back. Keep the core nice and engaged. Press through all four corners of the feet, and you can only lift your hips a certain amount. And once you lift them, squeeze your glutes. All right, coming back into those bird dogs. I'm gonna do left arm and right leg. So pull your core, belly button back towards your spine, slight tilt in your pelvis. Keep your head and neck in line with the rest of your spine. Really press those right fingertips, or if it's your left hand that's on the mat, into the mat to find some stability. And of course, both outer glutes are working. Okay, other side, extend the right arm and the left leg. Exhale to bring knee to elbow, elbow to knee. So all these core and glute activation exercises are perfect for training for life in general, or if you're about to do a HIIT workout, a strength training workout, or even a run. These are all the muscle groups that we need to be working. Okay, downward facing dog. All 10 fingers spread nice and wide. Give an extra press into the spot between your thumb and your forefinger. Let your crown of your head hang heavy towards the mat. Gaze back between your legs or up towards your belly button, and lift the back of your hips up towards the spot where the ceiling and the wall meet behind you. For me, it's feeling really good right now to pedal my feet, but if it feels good for you to find some stillness, make sure you're giving your quads a squeeze. All right, waving forward into that high plank hold. So the eyes of the elbows are facing forward. You could draw a line, a diagonal line, from the eye of your right elbow to the top left corner of the mat, and from the top left or top right corner of the mat back to the eye of your left elbow. Make sure that your legs and your butt are not off the hook here. A plank is a whole body movement. So we're going to come into that world's greatest stretch, and this time I am going to leave my left knee off of the mat, but if it feels better to you to have that left knee down on the mat, bring the left knee down on the mat, and then it's either your right hand that's touching the mat underneath the right shoulder and peeling open, or it's the left elbow. But remember, we want to keep our chest open, and we want to be squared to the mat when we come down towards the mat. So if your shoulders hunch together, if you bring your elbow to the mat, then you need to use your hand. So that this time it's my right leg that's out in front, so that right hip is tugging back. The knee is working forward, the hip is tugging back. All right, step back into a plank, and now we're going to come into those step ups, the walking thrusters. So right foot, right hand, left foot, left hand. Come up to stand, squat down, step it back. Step it up, squat, step it back. Make sure your core stays engaged, no dipping of the hips. Last 5 seconds here, and then we're going to come down into that final Malasana squat. So this time, you can stay here, or I'm going to bring my fingertips underneath my toes, and I'm going to straighten into my legs. So a nice hamstring stretch here. Again, lifting from the backs of the hips up towards the ceiling. So the crown of the head comes down and the back of the hips go up. And slowly roll up, one vertebra at a time. All right, friends, I hope you're feeling so much better than when we started. If you're moving on to a workout, I've linked a playlist of workouts that you might want to choose from at the end of this video. Enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy your workout, and I will see you back here soon.